Look at the lens, not a viewfinder. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a really long time since we've done anything like this, but I don't know. It felt like now could be the time. Today, I wanted to do a budget with me for October. October officially starts Q4 of 2025, which is insane. We are here, the last stretch of the year. I feel like it just started 2 seconds ago, but hey, here we are. So I use Quicken as my own personal kind of finance budget situation. So that's what we're gonna use to do an October plan with me. I do use Monarch for my finances with my partner. We live together and that just helps us kind of see eagle eye view of everything, but we don't split all of our finances. So like, he has his own bank accounts, I have my own stuff going on. We don't split like retirement investments or anything like that. If I did this right, you will now see the Quicken screen. Let's go through how I approach budgeting. So with Quicken, what I like is that everything is pretty automated. So I've already set up my paychecks. You can kind of ignore the names here, they're from old companies, but basically the difference in these is I deposit automatically $850 into a savings account every paycheck. So without touching it, that's automatically gets deposited in my savings. Savings are then automated. Don't have to worry about them for the month. That's the minimum amount that I want in there. And then that $2,000 number is what gets deposited into my checking account. And then this Tyler's half is my partner's half of our mortgage payment. I technically own the house, bought it before I met him, but he lives with me now, so we split that 50-50. This number will actually be going up in October because of the loan that I have on the house. If you're interested in more information about that, I can make a video about what it was like buying my townhouse and everything I did by myself and how all of that is set up. But basically this number will just be going up. It should be going up $300 in total, so $150 per person. So this should be going up. So I'll go ahead and update that. So that's my projected income for the month. This doesn't include anything I make like interest-wise from any high-yield savings accounts or anything like that. Just this is like for sure what I will be making. And then bills, I do have the full mortgage amount here. So that's why his half counts as income, just so all the automated processes and everything work out correctly. But so this will be going up $300 in total. So we're looking at $29.36. And then we do have an HOA that we also split, a fee for the HOA to pay via auto draft. This is my car insurance payment. For some reason there's 2 here, so I just delete the second reminder every month. And then I have student loans, pet insurance, we have 3 cats, and then another student loan. So this is what comes out of my accounts monthly. There are monthly bills that I have that my partner covers. So things like our internet, our electric and phone bill, he covers those. So that's why you don't see those reflected here. Subscriptions, I have Apple storage, $3 a month, and then Spotify. From there, I update my savings goals with a custom amount, and that's going to be $850 plus $850, which is $1,700. That leaves me with about $2,000 left over for the month. So that's after I've hit my minimum amount of savings that I want to save a month, and then the bills. So from there, you go to plan spending and kind of look at the month overall, and I edit these accordingly. So bars, one, I'm sober, so I'm not spending a lot of money on alcohol or going out, things like that. Also, when I go out with my partner, he pays for a lot. So I have $100 here. Coffee shops, it is my weakness of choice. I love a latte. I love a $10 latte. It's how I motivate myself to leave my house. I work from home. So if I'm not going somewhere to get a coffee, I'm probably not leaving, to be honest. So that's like that's my fun treat to myself for that. Entertainment, this actually does cover $50 of a membership I pay to a company called Switchyards. They're kind of on the smaller side. They're a co-working space. So I pay $50 to Switchyards. And then gas, I don't drive a lot. I live in a pretty walkable neighborhood. So the amount that I do drive, I end up getting gas maybe once a month-ish around there. So this kind of works out to $50 a month. Groceries, I don't cover a lot of our grocery bill. That is my partner. He has different priorities and how he's eating. I'm sure all the girlies know. All the guys have their protein goals and all of that good stuff. But he's also really particular about where he gets his meat from, and he likes it to be as sustainable and ethical as possible. So we do spend a lot with different local farmers and stuff in the meat section. So he covers a lot of that. Home expenses is primarily, honestly, fun things, decor. I love a vintage find. I love an Etsy shopping moment. I love a home goods. I live in a home goods. I think a lot of the things you'll see in my backgrounds are vintage home goods, HomeSense finds, especially ever since HomeSense opened up in the US. I know they're from Canada. Yeah, that's where a lot of my life goes. Pets, this doesn't include the pet insurance you saw in my bills section, so this is just like monthly food, random toys. I have our vets pretty planned out for that sort of thing. So monthly, once I know a vet appointment is coming up, I'll usually put more into the pets category, but 50 covers like food and things like that on a month-to-month basis. And then I do have a savings bucket set aside for vet expenses as well. Restaurants, this really is not just like restaurants sitting down to eat. This also covers anytime I'm getting food to go. I go on like a random lunch or something with my friends. It'll cover if we go get breakfast in the morning. Anything like that falls into this category, a fast food run. And then shopping, basically anything that goes in this category is anything that can't qualify as home. So clothes go in here, but also like miscellaneous, like if I need hair products for the month, that'll fall in there. Makeup for the month, that'll fall in there, etc., etc. So looking at my calendar for October, I actually have quite a few stuff planned. So for one, I do have a hair appointment this month. So I'm going to go ahead and add a one-time expense for hair. This suggested would be nice if I got my hair done every month, but this appointment is going to be a bigger one because I'm getting my highlights brought up to my roots, toner, blowout, and then it's time for a haircut too. I'm gonna be there for a really long time that Saturday, but I think this will probably be with tip around $275. I'm gonna go ahead and create that. And then I do also have a nail appointment this month, so I'll drop that in there. And then this should be about $135 is usually what I am paying, with a tip as well. Much at $21 available after I save my minimum amount and that's kind of stuff. October is going to be a really high-ish spend month for me, probably a little bit higher than it would normally be, because then we are also going to Florida the last weekend of October for my friend's birthday. So I am actually going to be moving some stuff around. So I typically will take from shopping or home first, because I really don't need stuff. I was spending a lot of money in home when I kind of first moved in here, I was furnishing everything. But now for the most part, all the big furniture pieces are purchased. I don't really need anything. A lot of it is just decor. And then shopping, I really already did my fall shopping. If you're interested in seeing the basics capsule items I added to my wardrobe for fall, let me know. But I can't avoid Abercrombie as much as I try to. But I do try to do either like a local boutique situation or thrift stores. I've been on Poshmark actually a lot for the last few weeks, but combo all of those. So I can probably put my shopping down to about 150 this month, just because I did already buy my hair care products recently. I think it was last month, so I'm gonna be good on those. I will not be restocking on that this month, and I shouldn't really need any like big home things like soaps or toilet paper or that sort of thing. We buy those in bulk, so it should be good for the rest of October. And then home, I am going to decrease probably by like 100, so I'll add this month's expense to 200. This also covers the home things. Typically Charlotte, I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. We have a like local market that happens on the first Sunday of every month. So October 5th will be Front Porch Sunday, and so that's where I spend a lot of my shopping and stuff for the months. And I like to keep my money local if I can, so I don't mind if that's a little bit of a higher number than maybe it would be for the average person. So looking at that, that's all the big like events that I'm gonna have to pay money for in October. Gas, I'm not too worried about. We are driving, but we're all splitting, so I think the $50 for that month should still be good for my part of gas. And then I do have 4 concerts, potentially 5 or 6, depending on if I bite the bullet and go to the other 2 shows that I've been looking at. But I do have a few concerts this month. I shouldn't be spending any more there than what I already have allocated. I usually will buy like a Red Bull when I get there, so I should be staying within this $100 for bars. Otherwise, everything seems good to me. So this is how I plan my budget. I like to keep at least 200 that's available after all of my bills, and then my savings goals are accounted for. It's really, really important for me to make sure that my savings goals are incorporated already. Thank you so much for coming along. If you have any questions about like how to use Quicken more, what other financial things I look at when I'm going like month to month and checking all of that out, let me know. But otherwise, this was my budget for October. So we'll see at the end of October how I do. If you're interested in seeing how September went and savings goals and things like that, you should check out my other video. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you sometime later. Thanks.